Hello, I'm John Bachman. Robert Durst, the heir to a New York real estate fortune, may be headed to Los Angeles soon to face first-degree murder charges stemming from a 15-year-old killing. His lawyers waived the extradition earlier today. That's been delayed, though, now. Authorities in New Orleans are considering new charges, perhaps. The real estate baron was arrested there over the weekend. At the end of a recent HBO special about Robert Durst, a microphone catches him whispering what seems to be a confession.
I killed them all. Of course.
Durst has been implicated in several murders over the last few decades, but he's managed to avoid conviction so far. More to come on that for sure. In Massachusetts, the jury in the Boston Marathon bombing trial got to see the boat where suspect Dzhokhar Tsarnaev was caught. Tsarnaev tried to hide in that boat, and you can see it right here, some of the pictures taken just before his arrest back in April of 2013. It's also where he wrote that notorious note denouncing the United States. Jurors had a chance to walk around the outside of the boat and take some of their own notes. Tsarnaev faces multiple charges, including murder. And a senior U.S. official says Iran has some, quote, very tough choices to make before Washington and Tehran can agree on any kind of nuclear deal. Secretary of State John Kerry met with his Iranian counterpart Javad Zarif today. The two reportedly talked for more than 4 hours. And according to that senior source, the Iranian delegation brought up that letter that was signed by 47 Republican senators. And what was once lost has now been found. Russia's President Vladimir Putin is back in the public eye today. Putin's last public appearance was 10 days ago. The 62-year-old's brief disappearance brought on a lot of speculation. Some thought it may have been his health that was the issue. Others thought there may have been a coup going on, and there were even rumors that he had left Russia to attend the birth of a love child. The death toll continues to rise after a cyclone, and that's what they call hurricanes in the South Pacific, slams through Vanuatu, causing mass devastation. Now, the UN Secretary General is sending emergency teams to that island.
And we will take necessary action to mobilize humanitarian assistance to these Vanuatu people.
Officials say winds topped 185 miles per hour in some places. And Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is now admitting he could lose this week's election. He's been campaigning in Jerusalem today. Polls in Israel are still very tight, and more than 10% of voters tell one poll that they still haven't made up their minds yet. Netanyahu has been speaking on Israeli radio. He's also charging that there's an international conspiracy to topple him, and that's funneling tens of millions of dollars to his opponents. And both dominant political parties here are not doing that well in the polls either. Americans say they don't really like Democrats or Republicans a whole bunch. According to the latest Gallup poll, only 37% of respondents have a favorable view of the Republican Party. That's down from 43% last fall. Democrats not doing so hot either. Only 39% view them favorably. These guys need to get to work if they want to get people out to the polls. Another update coming up to you in 30 minutes. Now back to Midpoint.